And we are back for Pyrolysis, whatever that may or may not mean. I could not tell thee. When last we met, we were talking about console versus PC. And you know what is interesting about the console? I may sound like a PC hipster, but in many respects, I respect the console quite a bit because, well, not as much anymore. Let me put a caveat on that. Back in the day, even as early as the 360 days, the console was a viable alternative to the PC for one major reason. At that time, the PC was pretty expensive, to be able to get all the things you need to play games. Whereas, the 360, you buy it and stick the game in, and it works. That's it. And so if you didn't have the money for a really good PC, or just a middling PC, like the one I had, well, it worked. You could play the games, and they generally looked pretty good. Well, that's one of the reasons why I bring that up, is I actually had a random comment on my Doom 3 video saying, why would you ever want to play that on a console? To which I would respond, well, if that's all you got, that's all you got. So, what, are you not going to play the game? And that's the thing, if all you have is a console, if all you have is a hammer, every problem is a nail, or something like that. But if all you have is a console, well, that's it. You either play the game or you don't. And Doom 3 on a console was actually really good. I really enjoyed the Xbox Classic version of the console. Wait, no. I enjoyed the Xbox Classic version of Doom 3. I've played Doom 3 on the PC recently, as in within about 6 months, and I really enjoyed it. But really, it wasn't that much better than the 360 or the Xbox Classic version. Why can't they? Why do they have to call the X-Bone the X-Bone? Why couldn't they just call it something else? Something as marketing blurby, marketing bullshitty as, Xbox Next. That would have sounded fine. But Xbox One, I just call it the Bone. Not even the X-Bone, just the Bone, because it's crap. And that's the thing. I mean, you had to update the system all the goddamn time, at least from what I've heard, because I don't own it. Same way with the PS4, you gotta do all that updating. You can't just play the goddamn game. And I remember back on the original 360, it's like the system could be bricked if you got it updated. Now, thankfully that didn't happen to me, but that's just terrible, It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Really, what's funny about this new console generation that we have? The 360 and PS3 really wasn't that broke, so why do they need to fix it? I mean, yeah, the hardware was pretty old, but at the same time, you know what the problem is, people? Graphics don't make the game. I've always said this, and Doom 2016 proves it to me beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the graphics do not and never will make the game. Because I'm playing Doom on all low, and I'm not even hitting, 60 FPS. I'm not hitting that. And I'm still having a great time with Doom 2016, and I'm recording it in that same thing, and when that review is done, which will probably be done by the time this goes up, I'm going to say, I'm having fun with it despite not being able to play it on all high at 60 FPS. And, yeah, it's good to be able to experience it at that high of graphical fidelity with that speed, but at the same time, it doesn't impact the gameplay for me, at least, at all. So, it goes to show you just how good the gameplay actually is, because I think a lot of games today really do rely on eye candy, much more so than games of the past. And I mean, Crysis is a good example of a game that shouldn't be as good as it is, because it is what you would think of as an eye candy game. It's a game designed to show off graphics, but Crysis 1 is an excellent game all around, and it is, in fact, a very good spiritual successor to Far Cry. It basically is Far Cry, but with a really cool nano suit. And, it looks good, it plays good, it sounds good, story's good, everything about it is great, But, if it were done today, which I guess in many respects it is, like Battlefield is supposed to be... I think Battlefield is supposed to be the game that has, the super amazing graphics. That kind of game just goes to show you that the graphics were more important than the actual gameplay. Because, I remember even as far back as Battlefield 3, I just didn't really care about that series anymore. Now, Battlefield 1 looks interesting. I don't know why they had to call it Battlefield 1, because it's not the first Battlefield. But Battlefield 1 looks interesting enough, because it has that World War I setting about it. And I do find it interesting that there's a lot of people online that really, who wouldn't normally like Battlefield, think it's a cool idea. Because, well, it is 100 years since World War I, and we're still dealing with a lot of consequences from that particular war, although most people probably couldn't even tell you which continent World War I took place in. Even though, here's a hint, all of them, hence the term World War, well, obviously not Antarctica. Well, there might have been something on Antarctica, I don't remember, but still, though. It's one of those things that it's getting even non-gamers interested, like the Great War guy, which I think is interesting that he'd actually care about a video game. And he actually is fairly positive about it, which, if that's an endorsement, I don't know what is. Here's a guy you wouldn't think of as a gamer, and even he thinks it's good. So it's like, well, maybe it will be halfway decent. We'll just have to see. Because Battlefield 3 was really not very good. At least in my opinion, it wasn't. Let's just throw a bunch of grenades and watch them be blown sky fucking high. Actually, that's actually a reference to the Aussie gamer. I wonder if he still does anything. That was a YouTuber I used to watch many years ago, doing a Hitman Blood Money. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to try Hitman Blood Money, and I completely sucked at it, as one would expect. But hey, at least I gave it a shot. At one time, I actually had a whole collection of Hitman games. Sadly, I do not any longer. They were good games, even if I sucked at them. Well, you know, one game that I tried recently, because it was cheap, that I did not think I would like, but actually ended up liking quite a bit, was the, that multivore, well, it's not the multivore, what the fuck is that thing called? Bellafor, yeah, and all my other playthroughs called them the Bellafucks, because they're fucking annoying. Okay, we'll use the heavy machine gun. Heavy machine gun! Now, if only I had a rocket launcher, you fucking... I hate that thing. With the passion of a million suns. That's a lot of suns. Shit, run! Eat rocket, you fucking asshole. I hate that thing, because it is so overpowered. That is another overpowered enemy, but thankfully, once again, it's not as overpowered as literally everything was in Quake-style Doom. Let's save, shall we? And let's use our syringe of happiness. And he should be able to, and he should die in one hit, and he did. Okay, and that's gonna bring out literally all the Caco demons imaginable, or just two of them. But hey, we don't care because we're going to escape and get hit by I don't even know what. Oh my god, that was just. Where are the enemies? In front of us immediately. No, how many enemies are there? Well, all of them. Shit. Okay. What do we have in terms of weapons? We have this. Now we got this. We got some ammo here. Good. I probably should turn on double ammo for maximum fun because like with any Doom 2 Mega WAD, the challenge is considerable. And I guess it makes sense because Doom 2 was supposed to be a balls to the wall hard game. But I still say Doom is not meant to be balls to the wall hard to the point where you have to be afraid of every corner you turn. Because Doom guy is supposed to be a badass, and if he's dying every couple of feet, it doesn't really strike me as too much badassness, if I do say so myself. But then again, that's probably just me. Although one game that's fairly interesting, where you're supposed to be playing as a badass, and yet don't really seem to be one, is Blood. That game, oh my good god, ladies and gentlemen, that game is absolutely impossible. I never beat it. But I got it on GOG as well, and it is a horribly difficult game. I mean, it is insane. That's one of those where if you do turn a corner, you'll go from 100 health to 0 health, and there's never any ammo, there's never any real power-ups to be found. There are power-ups, of course, in the game, but you can almost not even fucking find any, and by the time you get any, you almost don't need it. So basically, one of your main weapons in the game is a pitchfork, because you never have ammo for your double-barreled shotguns, or for, you know, your Tommy gun or anything like that. It's one of those games that is difficult. You gotta be a real gamer to truly play that game. And that's just not the... Eventually, I will play it and I will review it, but that's one of the reasons why I haven't reviewed it, is it's hard to actually complete the game if you're dying every couple of steps. It's quite aggravating indeed. This is where I'm having fun. You know, this is where I'm like I'm in the zone. I'm in the danger zone, if you will. No longer are we just on the highway to the danger zone. We're on the service road to the danger zone. Okay, let's... Well, we survived that, and we immediately got set on fire and thrown into a vat of molten hot... well, that's not magma, but it is instead steel... A legion of steel... Oh, shit. Okay, so what we're going to do, instead of trying to fall into the Armageddon Steel Legion, we don't have any ammo for the rifle, it would seem. Yeah, I'll put on the silencer. That'll make it shoot better. The red ones, as we all know, go faster. Okay, there is a archvile somewhere. Oh, he's down there. Okay. That means we need to just avoid fighting and try, being the operative word, to just run past. That's one of my major tactics in Dark Souls, is, you know what? When in doubt, run away! Dark Souls is still... Dark Souls is another good example of a game where graphics, you know, take precedence... Or not graphics, but gameplay takes precedence over graphics. Because that game does not have the most amazing graphics 111. Fuck you, Revenant. I hate whoever designed you. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Revenant designer. I'm going to assume it's Tom Hall. I know he probably didn't do that, but I'm going to blame him anyway. Okay, where was I? This is 1. Okay. I honestly don't know what each id Software guy did, to be perfectly honest. Despite being a massive Doom fan. I'm just going to assume Tom Hall did it. He's probably marketing. No, some sort of super fan is going to be like, Tom Hall is a saint! And I'm sure he is. But anyway, I don't know why I'm thinking of Tom Hall. American McGee, there we go. Get the fuck back onto Alice. Which is a surprisingly fun game. Oh shit, we are so dead. Yep, and we died. But see, the thing about Project Brutality here is I can't cheat even if I wanted to. And I do wanted to. Shit! Fuck! Okay. After this level, we will call it an episode, because it seems like I'm dying a lot, and putting on my... Shit! And putting on my AVGN persona, it would seem. Although, I'm actually thinking, for the main channel, to do another one of those alternate GeneralLotz... Fuck! What was I supposed to do there? Fight the enemies, General. Oh, yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes you don't have any ammo. I'm turning that on the double ammo next time. Because, like, if the game doesn't want to give me fucking ammo, then I've got to adapt. And I believe the term is overcome. So, yes. Shit! Not again! Okay, come on, run! We might make it down there. Yep, and we did. Grab the health, and save. That way we don't have to do that again. I swear, it's never that difficult. I swear, it's never happened to me before in my life. Sure it isn't. Sure it doesn't. Whew, okay. That is... where's my regular... Well, fuck it. Let's let him come around here, and we'll blast him with a rocket. I better have killed that guy. Well, I did now. Okay. And, of course, he came right around as I shot, and of course, he's fine. He's fine. He's just crawling around like a fucking asshole. Eat 3 rockets at once. And, of course, it doesn't kill him, because why would it kill him? I mean, that would just be too much to ask, wouldn't it? Well, that was fortunate. And that also escalated far too quickly for my taste. Actually, wait, no! This has only been one level here for this episode. Damn, this is tough. Oh, yeah, this is actually the last part of this part of the game. The last part of this part of the game. Well, that does make sense. Okay, let's reload. Alright, we won't call it an episode here, because we at least want to get a couple levels per episode, do we not? But these are long-ass levels, but they're good levels, because they're not that annoying hellscape where it's just shapes and crap, you know? Just shapes and crap. Because that's truly... Can we fit in there? Can we fit in there? Come on, let me fit in there. Shit. Yeah, well. I don't need whatever that thing is, and there's no way I'm going to find it. I've never found secrets in any of these. I'm terrible at that. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, he almost fit. Well, and I can't cheat it, because I have to play it legit. Not that it matters if the fucking Revenants are going to cheat with their fucking line-of-sight railguns and their massive amounts of health Damn you, Project Brutality! I actually know some people who do Project Brutality or work on it. And they do good work. They do a very good job on all of this. And the guy who did UAC Ultra did an Ultra job. See, like, this could have been sold back in the day as its own game, these levels here. They're that good. That's the thing about Final Doom, though. Final Doom were WADs done, you know, by the community and were picked up by id Software and sold. Which is good, but I just never liked any of the levels that they did. Well, no, I liked TNT well enough, but I was not a fan of Plutonia at all. Because I just don't like... I don't like hell levels, I don't like gothic levels. I like levels that look like things, you know, because then it's just like... The problem with hell levels is it's literally just a bunch of random shapes and red coloring. And just... I like it to seem like I'm going through somewhere. And a lot of these WADs just put way too many of them. Now, there are going to be hell levels in this particular WAD, but they're a little less offensive than most, in my opinion, at least. Now, one of these previous episodes, I was talking about an auto shotty. There actually is a fairly inexpensive, well, inexpensive, it's about 500 bucks. No, I think they're about 400 now. There's a thing called the Catamount Fury. That is a AK-47 style shotgun. It looks pretty cool. I don't know if I'd really need such a thing, but damn would I want one. For me, you know, the Mossberg 5 is absolute perfection. There might have been some audio lag there, but I doubt there will be. And let's see, like, if you don't blast apart his corpse, he will come back and he will menace you quite unmercifully. Now, like, you have to have a radiation suit in here because I think it's supposed to be like really cold, and it'll hurt you consistently, which is cool. It's a nice little effect. Definitely shows you that the Doom can be a bit more than just your typical 90s shooter. Doom with WADs like this definitely has a lot more staying power than people would give it credit for. That's the thing about a lot of other YouTubers. They just really stick with the initial Doom, and while the initial Doom is great, there's so much more out there that I think they'd be very impressed by something like this. You know, they would not. They probably don't even know such a thing exists, which is sad. Very sad. You can always tell a. Well, I won't say that because she'll probably say I'm not a real Doomer. But you always tell people who know the game and who don't know the game from one another. And we're about to grab the awesome gun of great justice, aka the Saw. I fucking love this gun, and I barely get it. Well, I say I barely get it. I'm getting it now, though. I don't know why I wasn't getting it in all my other playthroughs, but yeah, well, it's just so good. It changes the assault rifle into a 61-ton weapon of destruction. Well, it doesn't weigh 61 tons, that's for sure. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to carry it. But you can always tell somebody who really knows Doom from somebody who doesn't know it. And I'll tell you why. Okay, I hit caps lock there. And I always see them going around like this. They're going around about 1 mile per year because they don't know that you can set it up with auto run. And it's not like it uses stamina. But, yeah, it's like... Well, a good example of somebody who really overcomplicated everything that a simple Google search would have done. That's why I'm wondering how some people get, you know, Brutal Doom to work if they don't really know how Z-Doom works or anything. And once again, it's not that hard to figure out. I have a tutorial up on the main channel if one would like to view it, so you can know. But now, see, that was from Quake Doom, and it was a Class 8 entity. It was very annoying to kill. And we got the grenade launcher, which I don't want because I want where's my saw? There we go. But Yahtzee Crowshaw did a playthrough of Hexen and was using DOSBox to play it. DOSBox. Can you imagine playing Hexen with DOSBox? And mentioning that he had to like fucking reinvent the wheel. Oh, really? Please tell me I didn't save too far. Okay, good. Good, I didn't. Had to reinvent the computer to get the thing to bloody well work. And really, all you gotta do for Hexen is literally just put it into Z-Doom or GZ-Doom and Doom, you're done. And boom, you're done. That's all the more complex it is, really. And I just don't know why you'd want to try to get something to work with DOSBox like that. Yeah, you can play original Doom in its most originalness with DOSBox, but Z-Doom is that much easier. I mean, if you really want to be a purist, go get an x86 PC. Well, go get like a PC running. I don't even know what now. I can't even think of it. Yeah, get a ZX Spectrum. There you go. Try to run Doom on that. That's really. I'm not really sure what OG means, but that's really original. Well, actually, you couldn't run Doom on a ZX Spectrum, but go get like a fucking compact Desk Pro from 1991, and then try it. You know, I mean that'll. Okay, see, I hate it when they do that, because where am I supposed to run to? And that. Okay, what we're gonna do this time, and I didn't save. Maybe I did. No, I'm right back here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run past that one Mancubus, the Poison Cubus, and try to get some room to shoot. Yeah, I really, really don't like it when they put you in a little tiny room with no room to maneuver like this. And these big bosses. I think that's cheap, you know? I really do. There's actually one boss fight in all of Dark Souls that was like that. And that was the Capra Demon boss. And even then, it was still fairly fair. Because, like, when you have, like, a Mancubus on one side, a Mancubus on another side, it just doesn't seem fair to me. But yeah, I mean, it's like, Hexen is so much better with Z-Doom. Really, it just, to try to get this to work with DOSBox now. I mean, and of course I did! Back in the day, yeah I did, because I didn't know Z-Doom existed. But the second I started learning about these source ports and easy... Okay, I can't get past him, but we're gonna just charge him. And of course, there's one right behind him. Okay, whatever, we made it. Sweet. Let's save, shall we? But once I learned all these modern conveniences, I am not going back. Because it's one thing to... The thing is, I never really understood why being a purist is such a good thing when it comes to some of this stuff. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, you're playing it like it was originally, but, well, it wasn't that great originally. You know? Pressing the J key to jump in Hexen, nobody liked that. They just did it. You know? Using nothing but turret controls, I guess some people liked it, but I never did. I was very happy to get the WAD, you know? Well, no, I was very happy to eventually learn WAD, you know? Because, when I first got Return to Castle Wolfenstein, I was still using the, turret controls. Like this. I can't even imagine trying to use that. That's just... The main reason why I didn't immediately go to WAD is I was unaware of it at the time. So it wasn't like, oh, WAD, fuck that. It was just, well, that's how I always played it, so that's how I'll keep playing it. And once I learned how to actually control my guy and aim, what? Aiming at things makes you hit it. That you know, that is... It's heretical and wrong and also sexist as well. Because, remember, everything is sexist. It must always be sexist. But anyway, it's like, you know, I would not want to go back to that. Or, you know, DOS was cool, but I'm glad I don't have to type in, you know, semicolon / whatever every time I want something to work, you know. These things were cool back in the day. Yeah, well, these things were there back in the day, but I don't know if one could say they were really better. I'm pretty... Oh, great. You know what we're gonna do? Gonna do Dark Souls style. Now, what is Dark Souls style? Run. Well, that didn't work. Okay, let's try this again. Now, this enemy here I find rather annoying, to be perfectly honest. The Flesh Wizard is okay... in theory, but the fact that it moves so fast and can be out of phase, and the fact that there's two spawned here, it can get a little aggravating. You know, GeneralLotz whines all the time. GeneralLotz sucks. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Okay, I think we got one down. Yeah, he's dead. Okay, good. Let's save, as we should. In fact, you know what? Dark Souls needs to be so hard that if you lose, the computer that you play it on literally explodes and will destroy half of your house. That would give you incentive not to lose, now wouldn't it? Although I can only imagine the liability lawsuits would be considerable. Yeah, they'd probably get away with it. It's he who has the most money, right? Also, I get that being a... There he is. Fucking die, you piece of shit. Okay, there we go. I get that, you know, being a purist is great, but look at this. Look at the utter carnage! There's empty magazines everywhere. It's awesome! It's awesome. In some respects, it's even better than Doom 2016, because in 2016, you don't really have that kind of carnage. Although, of course, I will not be complaining about that in the review, because, you know what, that's the tiniest of picks to knit. At least I think that's how the saying goes. And the worst part is, people will think I'm being serious when I say that, because I don't... To me, it sounds like I'm being sarcastic. How am I supposed to know if I'm not sounding sarcastic enough? Why don't I just not say anything? And some of you out there are like, thank God he finally shut up. Thank the great space dragon. That annoying cretin finally shut his fucking gob. I'm thinking this is GeneralLotz. And I don't know how to control my constant speech. Well, for some reason, both of my ears are hurting, which is random. Okay, after this level, we will call it a video, because, man, I forgot how long these levels went. And these things are fucking huge! Take a look at the map. Look at that! Look at that! Can you imagine how much work this guy put in? How many hours he sat at his computer in Doom Builder trying to make this? I remember trying to make a simple little WAD, barely understanding it, and it pales in comparison to even the simplest of WADs that I've downloaded, but still, it's like, damn! Damn! This one level could be like its own game in other games, you know? That's why Doom isn't gonna die. WAD's like this, because this is like its own game, you know? And with Project Brutality here, fucking Slimer, go fuck yourself. This is like its own game, you know? It's that good. Now, I've already done this particular WAD, you know, as a live stream. I think I did the entire game too. That was a 3-hour live stream. I don't think it's gonna take 3 hours to play this, but I actually did this particular WAD to show off an earlier build of Project Brutality as well. And Project Brutality is damn fun to play in this. It's like Doom 2.0, man. Doom 2.0. Doom 2.3, I guess. There we go, we'll call it that. That's the thing about Final Doom, though. Final Doom just wasn't that good. And I know people liked it, but I just... Well, no, let me put a caveat onto that. Because everything I say always requires a caveat. Now I feel it wasn't that good. Back in the day, I was happy to have a new Doom game. And I still have my disc copy of Final Doom. And at the time, there was no way for me to know that it was not done by id Software. I mean, obviously I could have read that it wasn't, but I was a kid, I didn't care. Although as a kid, I was much more conscientious of things than most people my age, I guess. At least from listening to other people talk about what they did and did not care about. But back then it was like, Doom, me want play. Although I had a little better grammar than that. Just a little, I would think. So it's like, it's Doom. I will put it into the computation machine and computate it and have a great amount of fun with it. But I know I didn't like Plutonia that much back then. I can remember that quite well. Doom 95 was kind of a cool concept. Doom 95 was it might not have been the earliest source port, but it was pretty much a source port. And like, you could play all the levels from like the get-go, if I'm not mistaken. Like the Doom 95 launcher. A launcher? Whatever next. The Doom 95 launcher had all sorts of options you could enable, and you could like, I think it had like the cheat codes already built into it. Or I might have just used the cheat codes. I used cheat codes a lot when I was a kid, because I'd lose. I'd be like, oh, I can't win, so I'll just cheat God mode and all the ammo that I could possibly want. Duke Nukem actually is an example of one of the few games I actually completed legitimate, though. Although I played it on the easiest difficulty level. I remember that, actually. I was so happy that I finally beat the Battle Lord in Duke Nukem 1. Or Duke Nukem 3D, I should say. I was like, I beat it! I beat the whole game! Yes, as a kid I was able to play Duke Nukem. What of it? Although, what I find amusing about that is the parental controls were enabled, though, which was sad. Even when I tried to convince my grandfather to turn them off. He's like, I just want the puddle of blood. Yeah, right. That was the exact thing he said, actually. Because even as a kid, I wanted to see the beautiful women in the stripping and things of that nature. What can I say? I've always been on top of my game, so to speak. But, yeah, I mean, it's funny, that's one of the... I don't think I ever beat... I know I probably beat Doom 1 back as a kid. I think I must have beat the first episode of Doom. I don't think I beat the second, and I know I didn't beat Inferno until I was an adult. I think I might have beat TNT, but I know I didn't beat Plutonia. Okay, can we just jump in there? Sweet. Alright, that was Hardware. Oh, and Hardware was a very, very fun map indeed. And so, I am GeneralLotz, wishing you good TNT, and good Plutonia 2, which, not surprisingly, I don't really like that much. Or whatever, makes you happy.